Hello, Sensei Cisco here for Cincy Martial Arts. We are starting this live stream a little early to work on propagating the lobby before we begin. So if you're joining us in the future, please jump ahead to about the 3-minute mark, and that's when we'll be jumping into today's lessons. That lesson being the Chiishi. This is a Japanese or a old school type training utensil from Hojo Undo, but we'll discuss that a little bit more later. Right now, we are going to share this video with our social media subscribers, just to let them know to jump on over, jump on in. Click and click, shoot over here, type in there. It's very exciting to look at my deadpan face. Marvels of the internet, getting things put together while you're being recorded. Alrighty. So now we're set there, and we do still have a little bit of time before we get started. Again, I advised at the beginning to jump ahead of the 3-minute mark, but let's first talk a little bit on what's going to happen today. Well, I should probably get that when everyone jumps ahead. Ultimately, let's just say I hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to week 6 now of quarantine, and things in the Cisco household are doing pretty good. So I hope you're doing well too, and you're getting into good shape following these and even other tutorials and walkthroughs. But now we're at the 3-minute mark. It is 6 o'clock. Let's get started. So let's first I'd like to introduce the Chiishi itself. Since this is the main topic of today, the Chiishi is an old Japanese training tool. This was developed for Hojo Undo. Hojo Undo is sort of physical training. Think lifting weights, endurance, just conditioning the body to do a lot and take a lot. Hojo Undo includes things such as, if you've ever seen martial artists stand there with their hands up over their head, maybe they're like strapped or holding up against a post and they have people punching them in the stomach, or you take a stick and like hit yourself in the shins, bashing your forearms together by yourself or with an opponent. These are all conditioning drills. Your makiwar, striking, punching post, is a type of Hojo Undo training, as it's meant to strengthen the body more so than teach the body how to fight. You can kind of think of Hojo Undo as a football player going to the gym and lifting weights, versus karate is that same football player going to the field and running passes. Building the body versus applying the body. Part of Hojo Undo, though, does require that we use certain tools, in this case, the Chiishi. Now, the Chiishi is a fairly simple tool and is a progenitor of the modern dumbbell. It's fairly simple in construction. We have a straight post here. This is about 1 foot in length, and it is at the one end you attach a weight. Now, there are many ways to go about this construction. You could take up the book by Michael Clark called Hojondo. Now, I've had this copy for many, many years, and it is a wonderful read. I highly recommend picking it up. And in there, they teach you how to make a tool out of concrete. Now, this was written a long time ago, before we had some of the things we do now. No, but they did have a lot of things we do. But they wanted to make things in the more traditional route, or pseudo-modern to their time. But the way I constructed mine takes that inspiration, applies it the same, but is a bit easier to construct. Basically, you take a 1-foot stick. Typically, you want this to be around maybe an inch in diameter. This way you can get a good full grip around it. The grip is key. If it's too wide, you're not going to be able to hold on to it. If it's too small and thin, it's going to snap. So having a good 1 inch by 1 foot length bit of rod will work great. You can use wood for this. You can use metal if you have like a pipe that you'd rather use. Just bear in mind, if you use something like a pipe, do wrap it in leather or twine to create a better grip, as when you sweat, that pipe is going to get very slick and you want a grip to maintain. So I prefer wood because as I get sweaty, this grip is just going to keep holding because the wood doesn't really care. On the other end, we have a 10-pound weight. Now for this, you can grab any free weight. This is simply what would normally go on, say, standing dumbbells or a bench press. Is just a small iron plate that I could fit my stick through. If you look here in the center, it actually comes through that center slot. On both the top end and the back, I have a couple of butterfly grips. These are here to keep it in place so it can shake around and it won't come off. Now, I've had this Chiishi. I built this one probably 5 years ago, and it's not budging. However, if I wanted to add more weight, and this is why I like this construction, is I can simply pinch my butterfly and slowly wiggle that free till it comes off. Now, as you can see, even with that, it takes a little bit to get it going. And now I've got about 1 millimeter of space. So I'm not going to take it off completely because that's going to waste a lot of our time today. But just know this can be turned to take off, add more weight, and then place back on. When you put it on, you do want this. Start with the first butterfly. Slide that down. I put mine about 2.5 inches from the tip. Then I lay my plate. Then I bring the next butterfly on. And once I get it pushed down, I'm going to try and spiral it a little bit to try and bring it all the way down to the bar, to the weight. Because the less distance I have, the less this is going to swing. I don't want this to rock too much. So I'm going to back up here so I can use the floor, gain a little leverage. I pinch, taking my fingers on the other side. I'm just going to try and wiggle the butterfly down so I can get it tightened back onto my weight. And now you can hear it. It doesn't rattle nearly as much. So a nice firm grip on this will ensure it doesn't rattle as much. When it rattles, that momentum can make it swing a little funky. But ultimately, that's what we're looking at. Now the butterflies I'm using are sized just enough to get around this post. If we went too large, it could slide around. If we go too small, they could snap over wear and time. So be mindful that you're getting the right size that fits well here. It should only just barely fit. When I first constructed this, I actually worked with another instructor, and we had to work together, one person squeezing the butterfly with both hands to open it up completely while the other person shoved the rod through. It took some finagling, but it's locked in there. Now, let's talk about what we're using this for. The Chiishi is meant to build up forearm and grip strength. This is also going to work well in the shoulders, biceps, and even triceps. Really, any exercise you can do with a freehand dumbbell, you can do with this. However, what dumbbells can't do is offset weight from your hand to allow for turning. If you have a dumbbell, because they're designed with equal weight on both sides, turning it and flipping it doesn't actually create any sort of muscle strain in your wrist or arm. So, one of the big benefits of the Chiishi is going to allow us to not just deliver a punch by developing our tricep, but by developing our grip strength, we'll have a tighter fist that can turn and dig into an opponent without forcing the fingers to open. Because when you strike and you go to hit something and then twist, your fingers are going to try and turn with it. So you want to have a nice tight grip so that this press doesn't open up. But that being said, now let's take a look at some of the exercises. Now, I'm going to go through a full gambit of exercises, everything that I use my Chiishi for. And I'd like you to keep along with using whatever you have at your disposal. I know if you don't have a Chiishi at the moment, that's okay. You can use any sort of rod or stick that you have at your disposal. For instance, I have a pair of nunchucks here. I can let one hand hang, and I'll simply use the free side to do my swings and sets, or I'll hold them gripped together to do the motions. At the very least, I'd like you to keep going with the motions with me today until you're able to build a Chiishi of your own. All right, let's get to it. First things first, we got to warm up our arms. So let's start with some big hugs, swinging at the shoulders, getting this loosened up, and the muscles ready to move. Chop. Roll. Because we are going to be using our shoulders today. So we want to get our shoulders nice and warm, then lubricate it. Reverse. Go ahead, hold your elbows out and roll your forearms like two propellers on a biplane. Reverse. We're going to come all the way into our shoulders, out to the extension. Good. Go to your wrists, taking your thumbs and rolling in and out. Make a little figure eight. Keep your elbows drawn so that your wrists can roll. Reverse, letting the pinkies lead. And notice I'm bending my wrists in, down, and up. So I want my wrists, again, warmed up and lubricated. All right, we're now going to switch to a straight stretch. Pressing your left arm out, grab your fingers and draw them underneath, pulling to your elbow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull them up and over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Switch to the right, drawing under. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make some pause. Good. And curl your back, letting it bend in the middle. Stretch out your shoulders and lean to your toes. Let your head hang and bounce. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Left hand, right hand over behind your ear and reach the wall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bounce out, let your shoulders hang. All right. And typically with the Chiishi, we're going to work one arm at a time. We're not using two simultaneously. The reason for this is we want this weight offset to one side, thereby engaging more of our core as we move. So we want that displaced weight. The angle of approach is also important here because some of these are going to be drawing along our midline to swing in the middle where our punches would be. Others are going to be drawing to the outline where an oitsuke or shikirachi high block would be. Ultimately, we're trying to replicate a lot of the motions we use for our Kihon drills in the Chiishi. All right, so first one of the easiest, we're going to take two hands, gripping with the right hand lead. Think of it like you're holding a baseball bat, and feet shoulder width apart, as though you're going to be sitting in shikirachi because we are. We're going to let it swing between our knees, bring it up over your head, and then drop into shikirachi, holding it in front of your eyes. Then we drop it and rise. Swing, drop, drop, rise. So I rise up, using this swing, I'm going to kick with my feet to get it a little higher and let it fall in my arms. I'm looking to grip at this point. Let's go 10 times. Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, roko, stitchy, hachi, ku, let it hold vertical, ju. Good. Set it down for a moment, roll it out. Just with any other set of exercises, sets and reps, give yourself a moment to rest, get everything limbered up before going to your second set or your next exercise. Now, I'm going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to go straight into another round, new exercise, but you can always do extra sets. If you have one that you want to work on, by all means. All right, next up. Something I didn't mention, where to grip. Your grip will be determined by you. The closer you are to the weight, the less weight you're actually going to be holding. The further away, the more stress it's going to have. So typically, you want your grip to be here at the very end if you can, but if you're not able to, start a little closer and start working your way down with time. This is what makes these so nice. You don't need to add weight very much. 5 years I've been using this, never had to add weight. I just changed my grip to add the weight through physics. All right, next up, keeping the idea of a swing, we're going to set now in my right hand, I'm going to put my right leg back. And I'm going to swing this not at my knee, but beside the leg. So it's going to draw from my outer side here. Swing it up and catch again. Itch, knee, sun, pause and hold. Shi, go. Point your first two knuckles. Roko, just like you're about to throw a punch. Sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Go ahead and switch hands. If you do it just on the right, make sure you switch it on the left. Itch, knee, sun, shi, go. Roko, be mindful as this swing. If it comes back and hits you in the leg, this is going to hurt and potentially break your leg. So be very careful. Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Don't be afraid. If this swings a little close and you feel like it's going to hit, don't be afraid to jump out of the way. Remove yourself from danger before the danger comes to you. All right, let's set it down, rest a moment. At this point, you should start feeling it a little bit on those forearms. All right, next up, we're going to take it over the shoulder. Now for this one, I'm going to bring it around the side and down in front. Sort of hitting with a hammer fist before bringing it down again. Around the shoulder, pointing the elbow, keep the elbow extended, bring it in and down. Itch. Knee. You don't have to drop it. That's something I added. Go. Roko. Chiishi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Start at the shoulder. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. So I bring it in, I dip it to the side before coming around the back. Roko. Chiishi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And relax. Fan the fingers, let them breathe. All right. And next up, we're going to go into what makes the Chiishi so unique and great, and that is the turns. So what we're going to take now is hold your grip out in front. We're going to turn it palm up to palm down. Try and keep your arm as straight as possible and have your Chiishi lay horizontal for each turn. Now this is one where you will really need to change where your grip is. So set a grip that is comfortable for you. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. You'll notice here I'm pulling into a chest block position. Roko. Chiishi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch your grip. And itch. Knee. Fix your grip as you need. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Chiishi. Engage your core as you do this. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Good. I'm also squeezing the floor with my feet. So I'm in a walking stance and squeezing my toes, squeezing my heels together. This way I can work the legs, core, as I focus on the arms. All right. Now, for our next exercise, what we're going to do is take our post and we're going to go through basic Kihon drill for blocks. We're going to take our Shikadachi and drive high blocks, chest blocks, insides, and lows. However, we're going to be holding the Chiishi as we do this, exchanging hands for each strike. To do this, I'm going to set the Chiishi on my pinky side, so the weight's downwards as I go into high blocks. This way I can press the Chiishi up, this post level with the side of my head. This way I'm extending my forearm for the block, but the Chiishi is creating a counterweight for me to work against. As I draw down, I'll switch my grip in this position rather than the traditional T cross to block. I'm going to do sort of like a Nahanchi Nidan grab and draw to switch my grip and press. Ready? Itch, down. Knee, sun, sheep, go, Roko, shoulders back, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, and rest it down, roll it out. Chest blocks are going to work similarly, only now we're going to put the weight on the thumb side so the weight can hang out. Again, change the grip in the center sort of warrior pose. Think medieval knight holding their sword. So, itch, knee, sun, sheep, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, and down. And relax it out. And again, when we're looking to do these as Kihon drills, we want to end the block where it naturally should be. Elbow one fist off the chest, 90-degree angle on the interior, wrist level with your shoulder. Inside block is going to draw the same way. Only now we're going to place the weight again on the pinky side as we draw in, grab from that block to draw in. Grab, draw, grab, draw. Ready? Itch. Knee, palm out to in. Sun. Sheep, lost my count there. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And down. Roll it out. And gate ons. Pulling from high to low. Set and draw, set and draw. Again, weight on the pinky side. And itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. You don't have to step. Hachi. Ku. Ju. But just like in your normal karate classes, you can step with your blocks to practice that motion as you go. The Chiishi is just adding some resistance to your block motion. So use your stances. Walk in your stances. Do whatever you feel would add to your workout. All right. Now let's take a look, because these are a few of the exercises, but I know I'm forgetting one. So let's review. This is why books are so important to have on hand. So we did our single-handed lifts. We did our rotation drops. Did the over-the-shoulder drop, shoulder press, wrist turns. We did not do our swing to thrust. And we haven't done two hands. So let's take a look at the swing to thrust. For this, what you're gonna do is set the weight on one foot. So right now I'm gonna use my right hand as dominant. I'm gonna swing this around up high and let it drop into my left in a shikarashi before pushing to the side. Swing to the right, bring it up high, dropping to the left, and press. Be mindful of what's above you. I have a light right there, so I'm gonna come forward to make sure I don't smash my light bulb. Ready? Favoring the right side, hitch, pop, press, knee, toss, catch, press. Sun, sheep, go, roko, Chiishi, hachi, ku. Let it fall into your hand. Ju. Switch sides. Hitch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Notice I'm also standing up with that leg. Chiishi. Hachi. Give it a little more pop for it to fall down. Ku. Ju. Good. And relax. Now, one of the things I love the Chiishi for is also building up your strength and coordination for things like staff exercises. Now, when you're using a spear, this is the same thrusting motion that we did here. You can even bring your spear up to set into a thrust. And the Chiishi will just add some extra weight to you for you to do the training. Now, of course, if you have a real spear at home that has a weighted end, typically that metal point at the end of your spear, if you have a true one, it's going to weigh anywhere between 5 to 10 pounds. So think about that as you train. All right. Next up, we'll take our two-handeds. Now, for this drill, instead of using a grip, we're going to use a press. This will activate more your pectoral muscles because we're going to place the hands together and squeeze. From the squeeze, we're going to sit in a shikarachi to draw it up, back to center, down, back to center, and forward, back to center, pointing our fingers in the direction we want. This means our palm heels here are what's going to pinch and hold the stick, the handle, in place for up, down, and forward. Now you can do this in any direction. You can start up, mid, low, up, mid, low, up, low, mid, anywhere you'd like. Let's, for today, work top down. So having the weight hang beneath, sitting in a nice shikarachi, palms in the solar plex, gripping towards the middle or end of the handle. And itch all the way up, all the way out, all the way down. Knee. If you're starting to slide, bounce it up, reset your grip. Sun. Sheep. Go. Remember to breathe. Roko. Chiishi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And set. Good. Roll it out. Good. Now for our next, we're going to again return to the two-handed. And now we're going to use this as though we would a katana or a sword. So we're going to set up, right hand holding about the middle, left hand holding the base, then hold it out in front. We're going to take this behind the head and come with a straight chop towards your belt knot. Up and down. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Chiishi, keep your elbows forward. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Relax for a moment. And we're going to switch our grip. Now with the left hand leading. Again, well, whereas typically if you use a sword, you're going to make your dominant hand the top. Typically it's going to be right hand high, left hand low. As the left hand is going to draw the butt of your handle, so your pommel, to create more leverage into your swing. But since we're working on developing muscle strength here, we want to flip this to give equal sides similar benefit. So even if you don't swing your sword lefty, train it. And itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Take it slow. Roko. Chiishi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And rest. Wiggle the fingers. Make some cat paws. And shake it out. Get the blood moving back into your phalanges. You want all these knuckles to loosen back up. Holding this grip for this long can stiffen your hand. So we want to take these moments while we catch our breath to also relax our joints. This includes your shoulders and your elbows. This is why you'll notice whenever I put it down, I'm wiggling every joint from my shoulder down just to get the blood moving into them again, nice and relaxed. All right, now let's move in back into the one hands for shoulders. For this, I'm actually going to grip it. You can absolutely, if you got the big muscles, you can grab it by the end of the handle and lift it straight out. I, however, recommend you grab closer to the middle, if not the very end, because for this, we're working just the shoulders. So the side of the neck and this outer deltoid here. What I want is for the stick, the handle actually rests on the bottom of my arm to create a lever that will catch. This will create better support for my wrist. As at this angle, I don't have a straight wrist. You can see I'm bent pretty far here. So I want this extra, lever, this mechanical work to make sure I alleviate some of the pressure from the wrist itself. We don't want to hurt our wrists while we do this. This is to target the shoulder. Now I'm going to place my feet shoulder width apart. You can do this in a shikarachi as well. Activate your core and lift the back of your hand straight up, even with your side, to go just above the head. We're looking to get at least the eye line here. You don't have to go all the way up. Pull minimum to the eye line and down. Itch. Knee. Sun, keep your shoulders back. Shi. Activate your core. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch sides. My free hand is just setting my hips so I can create a little extra pressure into my hip, into my core. I never want a hand to haggle. Give it a purpose. Itch. Knee. Shoulders back. Sun. Shi. Keep your head back. Think good posture. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And relax. Good. Shake it out. Loosen it up. All right. And I want to say that about does it for today's Chiishi work. This has taken about 30 minutes after our introduction conversations. This is about a 30-minute workout with the Chiishi. Working the two-handed swing, the one-handed swing to hold, our one-handed turns. We're just pivoting from a punch into a chest block, both sides. We did our hammer fist to draw in, hammer to draw. We did our basic blocks, high, out, in, and low, alternating our grips as we did. We covered the two-handed prayer palms to press up, mid, and down. We worked our two-handed katana swings, both as a downward chop. We did not do the katana swing through. So let's add one more, just for good measure, with that katana grip. So for this, we're going to come around one ear to the opposite side and cut through. Drop it through the knee, up behind the shoulders, bring your hands over your head, and cut through. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Think of it like a sword. Ku. Ju. Pointing the tip of your blade at the opponent. Switch your grip and go south side. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Excellent. We can set that to the side. Again, roll the shoulders. Hug. Elbows. In and out. Wrists. Up and down. Circle in. Circle out. Walk the fingers. and twist the spine just to get that loosened back up a little bit. And we're set. So, this is your Chiishi with several good positions to help work those forearms, grip strength, a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of tricep, just working all up and down the arms. Now, bear in mind, if you're doing this as your workout, we did neglect the legs quite a bit. So give yourself some extra time after this to run some squats, run some kicks, give yourself your leg exercises if you need it today. Now make sure you are alternating every other day for intense workouts. So the Chiishi, just same as any other weight training, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, etc. But ultimately, thank you all for joining me. Hope you learned something good. And if you make your own Chiishi, send us a picture. Let us see what you made. You can reach us over on our Facebook page. Post it there. We'll definitely be able to see it. And I'm curious to see what you got. All right. Until next time, arigatou gozaimasu. I'll see you later. Bye. Blink. Blink.